theme of change, looking at how do we create peace without losing sight of justice. All of these different things come to mind. And it brought me to empathy. How do I feel empathy for my oppressor without losing sight of justice? And this poem sort of wanders down that road of pontification. The writing on my phone is very small. As my friends get older, they're all going like this, and I'm going closer. I don't know what that eye problem is. This is called How the Vigil Against Humanity is Built. The very human wick of my lost self is dipped in the spilled blood of my Indigenous and immigrant ancestors. I am added to this wick against my heart's desire to love, be loved. I try to remember that you too must have been human once, held the pursuit of love over the racing stampede of ambition. I am added to this wick against my mind's understanding of the gatling of bruises raped into the protective shield of my soul. I load my peace and march on. I try to remember that you are human, that your blood too wets the familial wick of your ancestors spilled into the universe. You were added to this wick. Quiet blood drops still feed flames hungry for the warmth of your human yesterday. But you don't remember ever having been there. I try to remember that we are letting the same blood, wicking the same cosmic candle, divided only by our timelines of dying. I try to remember this, even while my bones are added to the pyre in the frozen fields of your forgetfulness. The ember of my blood-let soul burns brightest against your cold. My candle rains helplessly onto earth, kills my need for a gentle humanness. The flames of my disappearing self stain, drown, burn red a galaxy of ice between us. And finally, I too remember nothing human. I'll read this one last one. And this is my story in the, I guess, the legacy, the timeline and legacy of residential school. I'm not a residential school survivor. I'm a child of a residential school survivor. And what does that mean? Where do I fall in the timeline of my colonization, from my past to my future? And this poem is about being that in between, generationally. It's called Child of the Pyre. Today I reach out through the fiberglass and fumes of our collective past. Hold up those who made it through the colonial fire. I celebrate our forerunners and their battles hard won. I am a child of the children of the pyre. Grandmothers and grandfathers, I am the generation who inherits your pain, your hope, your will to war against sorrow's tide. I am a child of the children of the pyre. I break free of the institutional stockade of my own crippling isolations. I find closure and exposure to memory, truth, and need, and trust in Raven's darkness of my new tomorrow. I am a child of the children of the pyre. I am the in-between, standing on ancient foundations as I reach forward towards the unchained hope of this new voice. No more shattered hearts. Never again dislocated lives. Rest now, ghosting spirits. It is time for pain to sleep, sing the ravening voices. I am a child of the children of the pyre.
Oh my, I don't know if I can keep up with my daughters. I want to just say that this book was the top, number 9 of 25 top poetry books in Canada for the year it was published. It's got quite a lot of attention, and because it's written by 2 generations, it really moved quite a few women and inspired them to write with their sons and daughters. I know Senator Sinclair is writing a book with his son, and I'm so proud that we have inspired a new kind of writing, intergenerational writing. First, I want to say that I have a stepfather who was from England. I did not know, but he was a legend at Cold Lake, which is a place in, I think, Saskatchewan. But he grew up in good soil. He was 7 when he came. And he was 11 when his mother threw him out of the house with his 9-year-old brother in a storm without boots or coat. And an old Cree found him and said, "Astam." And so he says to his brother, "Astam." And the old man thought, "Oh, this boy can learn Cree." And so instead of him learning English, he taught this man Cree. And so when he met my mother, they spoke Cree to each other quite often. And he used to try to teach me Cree, but I resisted. I said, I got Hulkamilla and Squamish running around in my head in English and some French. I mean, I got enough languages to confuse me. Now I wish I had, because I met a fellow that was from the reserve that raised him, and they said to this boy, "Phil was a legend here. He's the only white man that learned our language well. He learned the Star Nation language." So I could have learned something from him, but we didn't get along. So anyway, he did manage to teach me some things. One of my cousins died. An old dress sits before me, beads missing, design unclear. Maisel, the mother of this girl, hands me a needle, thread and beads. Sure, I know how to do this. I look and then take it. Sure, I cannot say no. Just follow the design. Reweave the geometrics. Phil's English face emerges, hands holding thin thread, head beads becoming flowers, showing me Mushkegowik art. Took me a long time to remember that he did that for me. I always get asked, "Do you speak your language?" And they always ask me after I've been speaking to them for an hour. So this is what I wrote. "Do you speak your language?" I stare. I just said, "How are you?" I thought English was my language. Apparently it isn't. I thought Hulkamila was gibberish, the devil's language. That's what the nuns said. Apparently not. Some white guy sets me straight. Aboriginal people are losing their language. Funny. Thought I had it just a moment ago. Maybe it's in Grandma's old shoebox. Maybe it's sandwiched between papers in plastic bags hidden under my mom's bed. Hey, has anybody seen my language? Anyway, Schnooks Krael, I didn't lose anything. I have one more here. I like this one because my grandpa said it to me many, many years ago. His name was Chief Dan George. And he told me, "You're never going to understand the truth until you know the beauty of a lie."
Mom, I can't see you.
What?
No, I can't see you.
You can't see me? Open your eyes, little girl.
Is your video on?
It won't zoom and stream at the same time. So she can be seen on Facebook, but she can't be seen on Zoom right now.
Oh, okay.
But that's okay, you know what I look like.
Okay.
Close your eyes and imagine me. Honesty is a thorny rose, petals facing up, convulsing, begging to hang from a tree. Truth is an elastic nettle, stretching beyond this coffee clutch of you and me. Honesty doesn't have a clue. It meanders down pain-riddled roads, telling it like it is. Truth is reverent. Sure, it will live forever, like steam evaporating. Honesty is transparent, illuminating the mom and dad sideshow parenting is. Truth is creative, conjuring flowers from spilt milk, sculpting survival from booze cans. Honesty is primitive, unyielding, ice sculptures who refuse to melt. Before I'm honest, I want to witness the beauty of a lie. I finally did. My father was passing away, and before he left, he decided to get Alzheimer's. So my half-sister and me went to visit him. And he said to us, "Did your mom come?" And our mothers had been dead for 20 and 25 years respectively. So I said, "No, Dad, she's busy." And my other sister looked at me. When we got out, she said, "You just told him an outright lie." I said, "Yes. And now I understand the beauty of a lie." He did not need to grieve both women again in his last moments of life. I said, "Don't you notice he didn't even notice we had two different mothers?" Anyway, she said, "Oh, I'll remember that forever. I'll always tell him. She's busy, Dad." Pacham. Pacham is one of my names. Everybody tells you they got an Indian name and it means, white thunderclouds or running deer like hers, or you'll be strong and this and that. Not mine. I had two names. One was Dama, which is brat, and the other is Pacham, which is sweetheart, because I was a brat. They were trying to get me to be nicer. Anyway, I want to hold time still, stare at you, light fires with your smile, spark up starlight, pump up my muscle, lighten the burden of maniacal living, make frantic paces, slow to your look, so deep, so full. This look measures who we have become. Pacham, sweetheart, closes my heart to others. My brook pulls me to wetness. My rain draws tears in the sand. My mountain flattens, is carried by your gaze. All my losses accumulate under the heat of your look. I melt, drift into some meaningless space. I am forgotten. Only your eyes are worthy of memory. I keep seeing you in the shaded half-light of your living room, neatly positioned on your futon, hand extended, your eyes capture me, my body and yours, forever assuring me of tomorrow. A gesture to come here. Butterflies take flight, as always, soaring above the landscape, wings fluttering over mountains, through storms, past deserts. My legs gel, my mind stills, my breath softens, my feet acquire wings, fly toward your hands. I want to slow this picture down, cradle the light shining through dark, capture the fire red of your skin, ignite desire, suspend this moment in some world of forever, and surrender to promise. Thank you.